Hello and welcome to this week's edition of The Hill with April Ryan. We have a lot to discuss this week. It's official. This week, President Joe Biden made the announcement that he's running for a second term in office. In what was one of the worst kept secrets in Washington, the 46th president released a video announcing his re-election bid.
The question we're facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too. This is not a time to be complacent. That's why I'm running for re-election.
Before making his big announcement, the president and VP met this week with the Tennessee Three in the Oval Office. The trio made national news when two of the black lawmakers were ousted for protesting gun violence in the legislative chamber. Those protests were sparked by the deadly shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee. Gun control is certain to play a major role in Biden's re-election campaign. And recent polls show that the president has a huge leg up on getting the Democratic nomination. The question now is, who will he face from the Republican side? According to a recent NBC News poll of Republican primary voters for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination, former President Donald Trump has a huge lead at 46% support. Ron DeSantis is at 31%. And former Vice President Mike Pence at 6%. And at 3% is Nikki Haley, Asa Hutchinson, and Senator Tim Scott. Scott, a black South Carolina Republican, has established an exploratory committee for president. He is potentially an alternative to Trump. However, Black America is very quiet on his possible presidential run. In his rebuttal remarks to President Biden's State of the Union address, Scott said, "America is not a racist country." Conservative Tara Setmayer of the Lincoln Project talks about how that will play in the black community.
Comments like that are not going to ingratiate you to people in your own community who experience this every single day. To say that racism doesn't exist in America anymore is just either naive or politically expedient for a certain group of people you're looking to placate.
Qualified immunity for police officers has been a major sticking point towards getting police reform. Qualified immunity protects officers from civil lawsuits. Democratic Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley from Massachusetts has introduced a bill that would put an end to qualified immunity. She says officers should be held to the same standards as any other professional.
There's nothing radical about this. In any other job in America, there are standards of conduct and consequences for failing to meet them. Doctors can be sued for malpractice, lawyers can be sued for negligence, and policing should be no exception. If people are truly serious about the racial reckoning they continue to reference, this is how we get at that.
Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing.
I want to send my sincerest condolences to the family of Harry Belafonte. The activist, author, and musician died earlier this week at the age of 96. He was a man who fought for what was right from childhood until his evening years, and I was blessed to have spent some time with him. Harry Belafonte was a man who marched with Dr. King during the Civil Rights era and recently gave his office space to the organizers of the Women's March during the Trump years. Belafonte was a singer known for being the Day-O Man and for movies like Carmen. Mr. Belafonte, rest in power. And that's it for this week's edition of The Hill with April Ryan. Stay tuned for next week's segment where we amplify the news and politics pertaining to us. Peace.